Hi friends, welcome to Tassel Tuesday. We're going to do something slightly different today. I've gathered some materials and I wanted to tell you that this beautiful material and this beautiful ribbon was given to me by Melissa by Mimi with Love, and it's gorgeous and I feel very inspired to use it today. I gathered some coordinating beads. I have some green ones here, and then I've got some kind of peachy ones here. I think that looks nice. I gathered also this green ribbon because it matches the flowers in the pattern. And what we're going to do is I want to make 2 small tassels for these 2 bookmarks. So that's one thing that we're going to do. And I haven't decided. I'm going to have to tear this really small. I might need to cut it just to make a tiny tassel, and then maybe use a little bit of this and some beads. This I'm going to reserve for a coordinating large tassel that will go with it. I will list this in my Etsy shop when I'm all done with it. I'll list the set. So this one, since it has a bird on it, this is the one that I'll have go with the material tassel. Oh, and while I'm at it, I might as well show you my tools. So I have my needle nose pliers, and I actually have another pair with a spring inside so they open on their own. I prefer those. I have carpal tunnel, so it's hard for me to grip things for a period of time, but I literally just had them 5 minutes ago and now I don't. And that is a symptom of ADHD, and it is what it is. I will hopefully run into them at some point in time. I have ball pins if I decide to use them. Not sure if I will, but good to have them handy. I have all my little, I need to get clear on this, I guess, but I think we call these O-rings, maybe jump rings. Anyway, these are 10 different sizes, 12 different sizes of jump rings I have. And then I have the eye pins, and here's the dark ones I'll use, and I'm going to use these obviously because this is that color. Plus, when you think about it, that color kind of goes nicely with the peachy tones here. And lastly, the very, very valuable tool that I have is this. And so this really helps to open up the jump rings. So I love having that. And I have 2 of them, and I keep them in this little container so I don't lose them. So that I don't lose them like I just lost my other pair of these. So anyway, let's get started. These are perfect for the little tassel that'll be on the bookmark, so I won't need any more because remember it's going to be small. So one of these strands will, this one is short, but this one will I'll have more than enough for like 3 more strands. We don't want it to be, giant on there. And now I'm going to go ahead and cut, and I might go sideways. I'm going to try this out. I'm going to go ahead and cut and tear this. Now I'm just pulling the loose string off of the edges. When you tear your fabric, there's always loose string. And so we pull it off, but then you'll notice even when you go to put your tassel together, you'll find more. And it's just the nature of it, but it's so worth it for look at the tattered edges. I'll see if I can get up close so that you can see these beautiful tattered edges. Look at the tattered edges. They're wonderful. It gives that nice shabby chic feeling. Well, that worked out perfectly. Hey, I wanted to mention, for those of you that are new to my channel, I wanted to tell you that since I've been working with tassels, making tassels, you could imagine that I have tried a variety of material. I have, and I will tell you that my preferred material by far is cotton. and it's because it does tear. Tearing is so much faster than cutting. Now that being said, because I do have carpal tunnel, I can only make 1 tassel in a day. 2 is really stretching it. If I do more than that, I suffer for days. So, you know, because that's the whole tearing thing. But even if I was using scissors and cutting, I think that that repetitive motion would still be, you know, it would still affect me. So I like to tear, and cotton is the best material to tear. When you try other materials, they don't, some of them just won't even do it. They just shred apart. So I'm just sharing that as a little tip. If you know, if you're new and you kind of want to make a tassel in this way, there's so many ways to make tassels, but if you wanted to make one in this way, if I were you, I'd go ahead and just make sure I had cotton, and it will make your life so much easier. Also, if you're new, and a lot of my followers already know this, but I do this little crisscross pattern, and I still need to make a video where we compare the crisscross to the regular laying it down. But I do that because I typically make a puff top tassel. I don't always make puff top, but I like them, and so I make those a lot, and I feel like crisscrossing kind of makes the puff top puffier. So, so that's why I do that. Oh, I forgot to lay the ribbon in here. Let's go ahead and lay the ribbon. I don't want it right on top because it's so wide it will literally consume the entire top. But let's go ahead, and I think this would be the shiny side. We're just gonna lay, you know, we'll do a little crisscross on that. And then we'll go ahead and lay some of these back on, and then I'll go ahead and do the next one. And I don't think I'm gonna add any other ribbon to this. I think this is just gonna be beautiful and simple as it is. And so that's what we're going for. Oh, you know what I am gonna add? Whoops. I am gonna add this because I want it to coordinate with the bookmark tassel that we make. So let me go ahead and cut some of that real quick. There won't be much of it because this is all I have left. We are placing another piece of material underneath, and we're going to check it just to make sure it's even. I could pull this side just a hair. That looks pretty darn good. So we're just going to go ahead and tie it now. I'm going to go ahead and double knot that. Alright, now this is the part where it can be hung on a door, a lamp, a book, but I've had some customers that have started to hang them on doorknobs. So I'm going to go ahead and make sure I tie this up here so that it can fit over a doorknob, and it can always be adjusted by the customer. If they want to hang it on a journal, this can be cut, and they can put like a bulb pin here and put the bulb pin through the journal, or they can make it, you know, shorter and add it to a bowl clip. All kinds of ways. You know, if you're crafty enough to make a journal, you definitely can adjust, you know, this part. Or if somebody wanted me to make the adjustment for them, I'd be happy to do that. This will be a small puff top. I did not add a lot of what I use as filler, which is yarn, and it does add some puffiness. But this one is going to be a little more streamlined because I don't have that in this tassel. So this tassel will have a little bit of a different style. I think that is perfect right there. Always double knotting it. And then these will hang down. Now I'm just gonna check the ends to see. We've got some, major stragglers, so we'll cut those. And then, believe it or not, once you open it up and check it, you'll find more stragglers. You're not gonna be able to grab it perfectly and get them all. Let's see, what do we see here? See, there's actually came out pretty good, but you're gonna see, something like this, that this doesn't look nice. So you're gonna wanna even, make that look pretty. And a lot of times I'll go through and I'll cut them at an angle. Not necessary, and I don't always get 100% of them, but I try to. I don't know, it gives it a different look. And plus it kind of layers it slightly. So I'll tend to go through and do that. Here she is so far. Now I think what I'd like to do is, before I embellish her with the beads, I want to go ahead and get this made with its materials, and that way I can be sure to coordinate the beads. And then we had these. So what we're gonna do is we want them to be the same length as these. I like this one because it came out pretty thin. I wonder if I can get 2 out of it. That one's kind of shorter, but maybe. Yeah, let's do that. And then we'll take the skinny side of this one, which is going to be this side. And so we'll just do 3, kind of keep it simple, keep it small. Now, the question is, how do we want to do it? And you know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking I brought these ball pins out here for a reason, and let's see if we want to go ahead and put our tassel on this bulb pin. Let's give that a try. Sorry about it, I was in the light. Sorry about that. It's a cloudy day today. My lighting isn't as probably fantastic as it sometimes is. Not that it's fantastic all the time, but on a sunny day it certainly is pretty darn good. Okay, so look, that's going to be great and tiny and adorable. I'm loving it already. So we just put it right there in the bulb pin. We're going to close this up just so I don't stick my finger, and then we are going to go ahead and tie it. I had this left over from the big tassel. Let's go ahead and use that to tie it. That's perfect. And you know what we'll do? I'll even wrap this around it a couple of times. It's tiny, so it's a little fiddly, as my friend Carol says, but we're gonna give this a try here. So now I'm thinking, let me wrap it one more time. Okay, before I tie it, I want to pull these down and make sure they're tight. I don't want this to be a puff top, right? I want it to be a little more streamlined. Okay, now we're gonna tie it, and this really is fiddly. This is kind of hard. And it's hard too because I just shredded all that material, and so my hands hurt a little bit. Here is our little bulb pin tassel. Isn't that cute? I love it. I might have to make a bunch more of these. All right, well that was fantastic. So now for basically easy to put this on here, I think. Let's find out. Oh my gosh, look, it hangs. Holy cow, it hangs perfectly. Okay, that's fantastic. Look at it. So we will go ahead and now we will just add some beads, and then we'll add beads to the big one, and then we'll have a nice little matching set. Look how cute that is. All right, we've got our eye pins, and I believe maybe they call them eye pins because there's a little circle right here. Don't know if you can see it. I'm trying to get I think you can see it now. Anyway, there's a little circle right here. So maybe like an eye, like the eye of a needle. So maybe that's why they call it an eye pin. This one's a little crooked, I'll straighten it out. So anyway, we've got our eye pins and our beads, and we're just gonna, just get started throwing some beads on there. Let's pick out the colors we like. These are pretty short. They're not gonna fit that many beads on each one. So like if I do green, Oh, these light ones are going to go really nice with it. I like the light and then the coordinating dark one. I'll go ahead and pull a couple of these pretty green ones out. And let's see, I've got some of these sparkly ones which have like a green hue. And those might fit the bookmark pretty well. So we got that. Let me see if I have, okay, so I've got some other small ones. And they're not as green, but they do have like a little yellow shimmer to them. Oh, that's a clear one. And then we have our peach ones. So we have these flat ones, but I don't want to go with those. I like this color better, so let's go with these. And we'll pull out 6 just in case we want 6. I usually like to start with a smaller one and then put a bigger one on top of it. I don't know why. I can't say that I have a real reason for it. I just feel like it aesthetically looks nice. So I don't think I'm going to be able to fit more than 3. I mean, it looks like there's so much space here, but by the time I, turn this metal piece over, there's really not that much space. I think I'll go ahead and do that and see what happens. I wish I had my other pair of pliers here, honestly. My other pair also has like wire cutters on them so that if there was extra, I could nip it off. Let me go look around for those. Well, I'm happy to tell you that I found them. They had fallen into a box. So I do feel like there's going to be just the tiniest bit too much wire here. I don't want to take too much off though, because then it makes a problem. But I probably just snipped off like 2 centimeters. And now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use, these ones are a little more pointy, so I like to use these for doing the bending part. Well, there was a little bit more left than I thought there would be, but I am new to this. I'm learning there's a little tiny space there, but I don't think that's a problem. So I'm going to leave it as is, but I'll know that on the next one, if I use this combination, then I can take a little bit more off. But let's go ahead and do something different. Let's go with a light colored one, and then let's go with one of the dark ones. And do we dare try 2 of the large ones? Do we try a peach one next to it? Because on here that might look good. I don't know if I love that though. Let me take that off. Let me put one of the green ones next to it, one of these light green ones. I just love this shade of the light green. It's so pretty. Oh yeah, that looks nice. Don't know if I should put one of the small ones on. Now, I really feel like I'm not going to be able to. There's not enough here. I don't think there's enough. Maybe with these because they're small. Let's see. Very close call. Let me push it together here. All right, well, we did it. I'm surprised, but we did it. So they all fit on there. All right, so let's use a combination with the peachy ones. I do have some pearls also that are small that I could use. Let me go grab some of those. All right, friends, so I've put a pearl on here. It's kind of big. So again, I'm a little bit afraid we're not going to have enough room to bend this. But let's give it a try. I'll go right up here at the tip. This one, I don't know. It's already touching the pearl. Let me push this. Oh, we got it. I can't believe it. That was super close. You probably cannot see how small this is right here. It's pretty small, but I'll be able to get like the O-ring to it. So we've made 3 of them. Let's go ahead and make another one. So this will be for this one. And I mean, that's pretty big for this size thing, but I think it's okay. I don't know if I want more than 1 over here. I think 1 is kind of cute. So let's call that one done. Okay, I went into my bead box to see if I had any fun little statement pieces, and I found these. I think I prefer this, but let's just check them out. So this would be, if we use this one, I would probably snuggle it not on top of the tie, but just below it somehow. So this would go here, and then we'd have maybe looking like the dangles coming out of it. But the problem is this is a more of an, it's a different kind of a green. It doesn't quite go with this green, so that's out. We're not gonna use it. And then we've got this, which is absolutely a beautiful vintage piece. I love it. I can hang it very easily with the bulb pin or with an O-ring and have it like hang from one of these. But I kind of would like to see it center stage right up here. I mean, I think that looks great. So let's do that. Let's put that on right now, and then we'll see how we want to attach our other things. I do think a bulb pin is the best way to attach this one. So here this is, guys. So that is laying on there. I love it. So now I'm thinking, let's go ahead and use another one of these to attach our beads. And I'm thinking I can hang them from the bottom of this one, and that might look nice. So let's try it out. So I've got the green one here, and I'm going to go ahead and attach with a jump ring. I'm going to go ahead and attach, like, let's do the one with the beads. I'm just feeling that. So I'm going to pick a size. I hate the tiny ones, but I am trying to use them so that I don't not use them. So I'm picking a number 3. They're just tough for me to work with because they're so tiny, but you know, I don't like to waste stuff. So here's where my fancy little tool comes in. It's got 4 different sizes of spaces, and then you just pick the one that fits your ring, and then you just twist, and it opens it right up for you. It makes it so easy. So we just put this through here, and then we add this one, and then I'm going to get the tool back. There's not a lot of room, but I'm going to get the tool back and then twist it back into place. And there we have it. I'm trying to get it just on the ring and not through any material, but it is grabbing some material. And now we're just going to attach this one to the opposite side. So the question is, do we attach it straight to the ball pin? You know, part of me says yes. Let's add a larger O-ring, jump ring, whatever, so that it kind of hangs down a little bit, because I don't want it like sitting right here. I'd like it to sit about here. So let's add a couple of rings. I think it hangs fine. I know it's awkward, you guys can't really see it like the way that it is, but I like where it's hanging. I could add one more, but I don't think I need to. All right, friends, here's our first tassel. It's the big one. We have our beads here. We have this beautiful embellishment with the green stone in it. I absolutely love it. It's vintage. It's fantastic. And then we have more beading here. We have these nice bright ribbon. They're small, but they match the leaves. It goes so good. Then I have this beautiful peachy, pinky peachy, almost a salmon color really, large ribbon, also given to me by Melissa by Mimi with love. And again, a large hole here to go over a doorknob, but that can be adjusted. It's beautiful. I love it. This will be available in my Etsy shop. And to accompany it, we made this sweet little bookmark. And here it is. So we wanted to, let me lay it down so you guys can kind of see it. You know, we added a matching tassel and the little beads. I'm going to hang this on a book. I'll get some pictures of it. I'll get some pictures of this also hanging so that you guys can see them in action. Thanks for watching. See you soon.